Show.
All right, y'all. Rickey Smiley, the morning show. 12 minutes after the hour. Got your front page. What up, Eva?
Good morning, Ricky. Good morning, everyone, and happy Tuesday. I'm your girl, Eva Marcille, here with a quick look at your front page news. President Trump is back at the White House while continuing to recover from the coronavirus. His return was a dramatically staged moment for the cameras yesterday evening where he removed his mask and saluted. Trump later released a video where he encouraged Americans not to be afraid of the coronavirus and not to let it, quote, dominate you. Trump's medical team says he is not out of the woods yet. Meanwhile, preparations are being made for tomorrow's vice presidential debate between VP Mike Pence and Senator Kamala Harris. They will be separated by plexiglass barrier and more than 12 feet of protection against transmission of the coronavirus. The Democratic campaign reportedly suggested and requested the plexiglass barrier. Although Pence has reportedly been exposed to people who tested positive for the virus in the White House cluster, he has reportedly tested negative. Pence, however, is not quarantining. Meanwhile, a police officer in a small East Texas town now faces murder charges in connection with the death of a 31-year-old black man on Saturday. Relatives of Jonathan Price say he was trying to defuse a domestic violence situation between a couple outside of a gas station when he was shot and killed by Wolf City police officer Sean Lucas. The officer is in jail pending a $1 million bond. Last, there's another hurricane threat for the Gulf Coast. Hurricane Delta formed in the Caribbean Sea last night and is set target for the U.S. Gulf Coast by Friday. Meteorologists say that Gulf Coast residents from southeast Texas to Florida should be on alert and prepared. If Delta does make landfall in the U.S., this will be the 10th named storm to do so this season, a new record. All right, that was a quick look at your front page news. For more, log on to the... Yes, sir.
I'm just sitting up here watching the news, Donald Trump.
What he do now?
Donald Trump done walked off that helicopter with that mask. He took that mask off and got them lights shining up on him like he God or something. Boy, yo.
Did you see that, the way he saluted?
It was all staged.
Then he saluted. Boy, why did y'all go out and vote for him? What in the world?
Still clueless.
Y'all call Saddam Hussein, the United States version. God.
At least
I appreciate that, Eva. I just had to laugh at that.
Teasy fo sheezy. What's going down in sports, my brother?
What up there, Eva, man? 2 Monday night football games last night. New England loses to Kansas City. Of course, that was without Cam Newton. Cam Newton still dealing with his COVID-19 positive test. And the Atlanta Falcons, yes, y'all, they're 0-4. They lost to the Green Bay Packers last night. Speaking of COVID-19, the NFL has implemented a new set of COVID-19 protocols. Multiple positive tests has popped up over the league. Some of these new rules are not following these rules actually could result in a loss of a draft pick or forfeit of a game. Limitations on the number of tryouts teams can have per week. Ban on gatherings outside of the club facility. And they need to implement a video monitoring system to ensure compliance with all protocols, man. So that's all going to be implemented. Last but not least, the Houston Texans fire head coach, general manager Bill O'Brien. It is what it is. Gary, what you got there, Mike?
All right, y'all. Lance Gross, baby, he is speaking out, y'all. He said in the world how he had to battle with Tyler Perry over his beard. Now, they're saying, y'all, Lance said he spent years trying to convince his boss, Tyler Perry, to let him sport his now-signature beard on TV. He said, quote, it took me so long. He said he would not let me grow it out when we started House of Pain back in 2007. Now, Gross 39 told Page 6, he said, I had facial hair, but they made a decision that they wanted my character, Calvin Payne, to look younger. So I always had to shave, and I hated it. He said, I hated every moment of it. Then he continued to say, y'all, it took me years to convince Tyler and the production to let me start rocking the facial hair. He said, so I'm very happy. He said, I think I brought it up to them, so many times, and they said, okay. He said at one point, I was like, Calvin is married now. He has kids. Let him have facial hair, and they finally agreed to it, y'all. So we're so happy that Lance Gross could now wear his facial hair. But, isn't that kind of, Ricky, you wearing facial hair, aren't you?
Yeah.
What's the big deal? Would you want to look older or you want to look younger? Because I'm thinking if he didn't have facial hair
make you look. I just get compliments on my beard, especially when I hot comb it.
Hot comb it?
Yeah, my beard be much longer. My hair real coarse, right?
Yeah.
So when I put some heat on it, man, it look like a real big. Then I can shape it up You remember, like with a straightening comb. I went and got me a straightening comb and got some Royal Crown grease and put in there.
Old school.
Not Royal Crown.
And I got a little chick that's on drugs come over here, and I give her $10 and she come over here.
Wait a minute.
Get that thing right for me.
Hold them up now.
Well, the color today, baby, is shark skin on the hand. You say shark skin on the lunge. You say beautiful silver. That's your color for the day, honey. Brad, what's coming up next in the hot spot?
$10.
Coming up next in the hot spot, Taraji P. Henson is set to host a new talk show, and I'm going to tell you all about it up next. It's the Rickey Smiley
I mean, she
Morning
be
Show.
trying to give me more money, but I don't be paying for the bill.
Hot spot.
Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.
You can catch me at the hot spot. It's the BR18.
All right, y'all. Rickey Smiley Morning Show is the bottom of the hour. Hey, let's get this thing going. Brett, what up?
What up, Ricky? Good morning, everybody. I'm your girl, Brat Tat Tat, and this is the hot spot where we bring you music, movies, and more. So let's get off into this thing. Our girl, Taraji P. Henson, she is working on a new project focused on mental health. The Empire star, who recently turned 50, is hosting a new Facebook Watch talk show titled Peace of Mind with Taraji, and production will begin later this year. She will co-host it with her longtime best friend, Tracy J. Jenkins, and the show will shine a spotlight on the challenging mental health issues facing us today, particularly of those in the Black community. Now, the show is part of Facebook's push to support World Mental Health Day, which is Saturday, October 10th this year. In 2018, Henson founded the Boris Lawrence Foundation in honor of her father, who struggled with issues following his long time serving in the Vietnam War. She said, "I've long been a mental health advocate for the Black community and created the Boris Lawrence Henson Foundation in 2018 that has provided resources to thousands of people who are struggling." Henson said in a statement, "I'm looking forward to bringing this new talk show to Facebook Watch, where I can continue to create conversation around an issue that is near and dear to my heart." Meanwhile, it's been reported that Kanye West will be a vice president candidate for the American Independent Party, AIP, in California. But according to TMZ, it's all a plan to hurt Joe Biden's campaign. Markham Robinson, the vice chairman of the AIP, said that the party leaders chose Kanye to be on the ticket with Rocky De La Fuente, who is running for president as an independent candidate, as an anti-democratic strategy. Now, they allegedly want to help siphon votes from Biden to increase the likelihood of a Republican remaining in the White House. Lord have mercy.
What states they gonna put him on in the ballot? I wonder, Kay.
I think they said California.
Yeah, it says
But,
California.
Man, if they don't just ignore him,
Man, please, man. I'm getting
he got
so
about
tired
much chance
of
of being
this.
president as I do. Just ignore that fool.
Right? Like, why are people wasting their time on this? All right, y'all. Moving on, last but not least, Trey Songz has revealed that he's been diagnosed with COVID-19. He revealed on Instagram that he was tested for COVID-19 many times, but this most recent test came back positive. He said that he will be quarantining in the house until he gets a negative test. We're going to wrap up the hot spot right there, y'all. Coming up next, we got Special K with the news that you absolutely, positively cannot use. And y'all need to hit us up for them wake-up calls at 1-866-9-RICKY. That's 1-866-9-RICKEY. The time now is 27 minutes before the top of the hour. It's the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
You liar!
I believe him, yo. I don't know why, but I do.
All right, y'all. Rickey Smiley Morning Show is about that time for news you positively absolutely cannot use. 10 before the top of the hour. What up, Kate?
It sure is. And you know what? I think Facebook brings out the crazy in people. It really does. People say things on Facebook you would never hear them say, like in real life or if they was around other people. But you know how you find these surveys on Facebook where they ask people questions? This is a really kind of messed up survey that I would never ask myself, but I saw it, so I'm going to ask it. A survey of 100 people said, if a person in a wheelchair spit on you, would you fight him?
Man, that's fighting stuff right there.
That's just wrong. Because on the one hand, you know, if anybody spit on you, that's a fighting situation. But if a person in a wheelchair spit on you, would you fight him? And
Yeah,
I
people
got
have
some
more empathy.
Yeah, you do, but that's spit still. Spit is still spit. I don't care if it comes from a seated position or a standing position. It's still spit. And I don't know, can I say these people whole name? But I guess since they're on Facebook, it don't matter.
Right, because you just reading the comment what
Yeah,
they
I'm
said.
just reading the comment what they said. This is not the Rickey Smiley morning. Okay, so Deron said if somebody in the wheelchair spit on him, he said I would push them into a wall and run away. Okay, I guess that's not really assault.
That's not bad.
Gary Hunter says I let my dog get real close to biting him, but pull him back at the last minute, and about 10 times. Yeah, that's gonna stress you out if you keep going over and over again. Marquita said, I'm not going to hit them because I was raised better than that, but I would get some cooking grease and grease up the metal part of his wheel so he'd be stuck wherever he at. Okay.
God.
Use that brake.
Hallie says, I throw rocks at him that was just big enough to hurt, but not big enough to break the skin. Okay, that's thoughtful. That's thoughtful. So it just sting him. Jamil Harris said, I push him back real fast. No, I push him real fast toward traffic and then stop him at the last minute, and then I'd fight him. Wow. He put some thought into that. Jamil also says, I go find a metal clothes hanger and bend it up real fast till it get hot and put it on the back of his neck.
Oh,
No,
God.
that's old school. You remember you used to bend that hanger real fast and then it get hot on the
Yes,
corner.
sir.
And you burn your cousin with it, and both of y'all get a whooping by your grandmama for making noise.
Right.
Frank F says, I punch him and step back real fast about 30 times. Oh, wow. Now that's assault. Marlon Sims says, I kicked that chair over and spit back on him. Wow, okay. That's hateful. Danette M says, I grab a stick to put it in the wheels and then smack I can't say it. Then smack the taste out of their mouth. I had to change it. Shakima says, I'm going to sit on top of their lap on them bad 2 legs and beat the brakes off.
Damn. Beat the brakes off them off the chair.
And beat the brakes off of them. He said, I'm going to sit on the top of their lap on them bad 2 legs and beat the whole brakes off of them.
That's just mean. They didn't have to say that.
You know what? People, I'm just going to pray for them. Let me see. And finally, Darius Huff says, I could not hit a person that's in a wheelchair. But if he spit on me, I'd give a crackhead $4 or $5 to slap fire to his ass. Okay.
Wow.
So in other words, you're going to take out a hit on him. That'll do it.
Right.
All right, so we'll have more Facebook
literally
surveys
hit.
coming up. Yeah, we'll have more Facebook surveys coming up soon. I'm going to have my staff get on this. I kind of like this. What would you do? Would you fight a person in a wheelchair that spit on you? I want you to think about that through the rest.
Hold it. He's half man, half woman.
It's Gary. I wanna hip you to the T. It's Gary, baby.
Gary has the T and the clue today. What up, Gary?
Good morning, Ricky. Good morning, America. Good morning to you. It's Tuesday, a beautiful, beautiful day in the neighborhood. And here's what's happening in celebrity news. Serena Williams, y'all. Everybody know that she has clearly, y'all, made a name for herself in the world of tennis and beyond. But when Serena, y'all, opened up about being a black woman in the sport, people were shocked because she said that she feels underpaid and undervalued compared to her male counterparts, y'all. Now, she wanted to say, quote, but I've never been a person that has been like, I want to be a different color or I want my skin tone to be lighter. She said, I like who I am. I like how I look, and I love representing the beautiful dog women out there. For me, it's perfect. I wouldn't want it any other way. And a lot of people didn't realize. I mean, well, how much money they make then? Because, I mean, I know men said that men make more money than women in everything for the most part. But I thought Serena was the richest tennis player around. Did y'all think the same, or everybody knew that?
She's definitely the richest. She's the richest female tennis player around.
Right.
Yeah. But how much does males make? I wonder more than females then if she feel, that she's being slighted or what have you. I mean, it's interesting. I may have to check that out and see. But anyway, moving on. In other celebrity news, honey, speaking of slighting, Nene Leakes is speaking out, baby. She's letting the world know during an interview. She spoke with Tamara Hall recently, y'all. She said that Bravo offered her to appear only on 6 episodes of the upcoming 13th season of the show. She explained, she said, quote, they offered 6 episodes. She said, I normally do 18 to 23. She said, my salary would not be reduced. She continued, but basically she said what happened is over the past 4 years, I have felt very forced out. She said, I have felt my role was being diminished. She said, every year they would give me less and less and less episodes. And she said, and every year people would say, Nene's holding out. She said, but it was not her holding out. She said, it was, honey. She was trying to understand why she was being given less and less season per show, whatever. She said, so this is what really happened. I mean, Eva, you know anything about that? Because I mean, she was on season 12 with you. Did they cut her out then, or did she still have her 12 to 23 episodes? Oh, Nene, she even fainted. Oh,
Yeah, I think the whole internet messed up.
Now she fainted.
Yeah.
it's the internet. But yeah, Eva.
I hear her a little bit, but not all the way.
But anyway,
Yeah,
but
she
it's
on
a
there.
sad thing.
Go on to the next story.
Yeah, all right, moving on. Another celebrity news. Well, speaking of Nene and Serena and what they're not making money or whatever, they need to join OnlyFans. It's being reported, y'all, that Black China is reportedly making $17 million a month.
What?
On OnlyFans. And they say Cardi B making $8 million a month, honey, on OnlyFans. They're saying all the celebrities are jumping on OnlyFans because it's paying all the money and stuff. And they're saying, you know, if you're not working or doing a regular job, honey, get on OnlyFans, honey. Do like Tigger or Tiger, however you pronounce his name, do, and show some body part, and you even get more money. So they might.
Those numbers sound kind of astronomical, though. Is that accurate?
No, like,
Well, they
$8
said
million
that.
a month?
Well, that's what it's saying. That's the report saying that this is what they make.
It's $100 million a year.
Well, yeah. Yep, these people are stars and people want to see them. So, honey, they paying that now. So, and it was this. We talked about it yesterday on Dish Nation. Bella Thorne, honey. I mean, this girl got $1 million on her first date.
Wow.
So, you know, so they making money. So, I mean,
Well, you better start you a page.
yep. Well, I don't know what I'm gonna show,
Quick.
but honey, what'd you say, Ricky? You getting on?
I said, quick.
Okay, whatever. But anyway, congratulations to these people. So I guess that's a new thing now. So we're going to see how that work out. All right, the color today is one of my favorite colors. My color today is shark skin. On the high end, you say shark skin, and on the low, you say beautiful silver. That's your color for today.
All right, y'all give it up again with the team. All right.
Come on. Wake up. It's time to get yourself together. Cause he woke you up this morning, slid you in your house shoes, so it would be better. Wake up. Encourage each other and be productive. The Rickey Smiley Morning Show, wanna know where you calling from, so come on and tell us and just wake up.
I want to say good morning to my daughter, Alicia Jones. This is her mom, Tasha Jones. Wake up, wake up, wake up. I love you, Ricky.
My daughter, Cameron Dorsey, and everybody who rocked out with Rickey Smiley at karaoke last night. This Corey Dorsey, the guy who made the vote video. Wake up, wake up.
Good morning.
What
I
up, boy?
want to shout out to Houston, Texas, MPC. Wake up, wake up, wake up.
Hey, this is Hubert Carpenter calling out of Akron, Ohio, the great 330. I believe today is the first day of early voting. Go out and vote. Wake up, wake up, wake up.
Come on.
Where you at, Norfolk? Wake up. In Birmingham, wake up. Oklahoma, wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up. St. Louisville, wake up. New Orleans, wake up. Hey, Memphis, wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up.
Hey, appreciate you, Brent.
You welcome, Ricky.
Hey, appreciate your little bro from calling in. Now, he done woke up and turned on the morning show, man. Yes, we shared that video on RickySmileyMorningShow.com, man. Thank you, man. That's my new adopted little brother last night. That brother made me feel proud of. We registered one person to vote and changed one mind. We didn't did our job. Yes, sir.
Yes,
Dave, what you
sir.
say
This
we
brought
had
to you
next?
by Urban One, big dog.
All right, y'all, we got church in 60 seconds with the one and only Pastor F.R.E.D.
Whoa, I don't know why I have to cry sometimes.
All right,
I
Katie
don't know
Sankey.
why
What you know about
I
that?
have to sigh sometimes. But
that will be perfect
a
day.
great day. Trouble get out of my way.
But
I don't know why. But I'll find out by and by.
Boy, Pastor Fred, you shook me up with that Katie Sankey. I love that now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Believers, deceivers, and stimulus check receivers. Yes. Brother Ricky, you know me. I'm riding down the freeway of life. I've come to find out that a good cry is necessary sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I love it when our dear brother Black Tony cries because it lets the world know that a thug has feelings too.
Absolutely.
I was coming up in the church and the old mothers would sing those songs to encourage us. They would sing songs like Trouble in My Way. I have to cry sometimes.
Yeah.
So much trouble. Trouble in my way. Yeah. I have to cry sometimes.
Yes, sir.
I laid awake at night.
That's all right.
But that's all right.
Jesus.
Because I know Jesus.
Come on now.
I know Jesus. I know Jesus. I know he's gonna fix it after a while.
Yeah, Pastor Fred. Yeah.
After a while.
After a while.
Follow me at the real Pastor Fred. I'm going over here to get it fixed.
Come on now.
Church in 60 seconds, ladies and gentlemen. Pastor Fred.
One time.
All right, y'all. Rickey Smiley Morning Show. Chicken and waffle mix up next. Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
All right, y'all. Rickey Smiley Morning Show. John Lyon on the ones and twos. Chicken and waffle mix going down. What up, John?
I'm good, man. Yo, just brightening up the place on a Tuesday, man. Of course, yo, make sure you link me on the Instagram at JAH Lion Zone.
JAH Lion Sound. Hey, appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, man, my pleasure, my Ricky.
Savannah State University's own. Boy, I'm talking about this morning show was full of HBCU people that have quituated. Hey, we got the one and only calling it. What's up, man? What's the problem today? What's the problem?
Hey, I ain't got no.
What you laughing at?
Hey, Shotton. Hey, Jalen. What's up, cuz? Hey, Shotton. Look, I ain't gonna be there today. I'm gonna let you know. I ain't gonna be back till the what the day is, Shotton? What the day is?
Day 2.
I'm saying what the date? What the date? Like, you know, the
Man,
first.
don't nobody know. It's coronavirus, man. Don't nobody keep up with the dates during coronavirus. We don't know.
Look,
I think it's got to be August 29th.
I got bad news, Shotton.
What happened?
I got bad news for the whole morning show, Shotton.
Yeah.
I'm on quarantine.
Quarantine.
Quarantine?
Yep, I'm on quarantine for 14 days, so I ain't gonna be back till 14 days. Cause I had one up to cause they had something.
Where you went? Where you think you been exposed?
I had got flued up. I had got flued out up to where Trump was at the other day. So when he got out the hospital, when he came out of the hospital and walking around and was saying hey to everybody, they needed some black people out there. They needed at least one black person out there to look like we like.
You
Trump.
took your dumb ass up there.
Yeah, they flew me up there. They gave me $300. So now I got to be in quarantine for 14 days. So I can't do nothing.
That's why you up there with Donald Trump though, man?
Cause they gave me $300. You gave me no $300. When last time you gave me?
Well, you could have made about $5,000 in the trap.
No, trap done slowed up a little bit. Shot it for man, folks ain't come to the trap like they was, you know, cause they gotta wear a mask. They don't want to come in there with no mask. Don't nobody when you smoking crack with a mask on. But that was the rule we got. Cause if somebody gets sick in the trap, they gonna sue me. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to get. I'm a small business owner, so I ain't trying to get sued like that.
All right, Black. So you say.
Yo,
so you quarantined for 14 days.
Yes, I can't.
All right,
can
you do Zoom calls and be on business calls with us?
Yeah. You call me up. And say something. You call me up, talk to me all day long. I just can't be no. I can't get out there quarantine. I'm in here. I'm locked up. I'm in.
All right. I'm gonna hit you up when we get off the show, Blackton. Yeah, that's understandable. You was. Yeah, I hit you up, Blackton.
They said we need you to be a prop. So I ain't never been no prop before. I like that. I told him, I let me next time y'all need another one.
Get on the phone, baby.
The Rickey Smiley Morning Show, baby.
Hold it. Yes, man.
Gary, baby.
Gary has a tea and the color of the day. What up, Gary?
Good morning, Ricky. Good morning, America. Good morning to you. It's Tuesday, a beautiful day in the neighborhood. And here's what's happening in celebrity news, y'all. People are talking. They're saying they want her fired immediately. Who am I talking about? Tyra Banks. Now, we all know that Tyra Banks, y'all, is the new host of Dancing with the Stars. Well, Tyra made a boo-boo yesterday, and people are livid. She made a mistake, y'all. They're saying that she's apologizing for mistakenly, y'all, revealing the wrong couple in the bottom two last night on Dancing with the Stars. And people said that was a mess. Well, Tyra saying, well, it was live TV, and, you know, things happen on live TV like that and stuff. But she's, you know, people like, but still, girl, you should have read the right name and stuff or whatever. Just think. Had she done that when Eva was doing America's Next Top Model, I mean, we would not had Eva as the top model or whatever. But people saying she needs to read her scripts and do things like that before she go out on TV. So it's a sad thing, honey. They say, please come back. They say, please come back, honey. Tom Bergeron. People are crying for Tom to come back because they say he never made a mistake when he was on Dancing with the Stars. But now they didn't put Tyra on there, and, you know, she made a mistake. And it's sad. I mean, how y'all feel about it? I mean, live TV. I mean, Ricky, you do live TV. I mean, have you ever made a mistake on anything when you was doing something live?
Man, not only have I never made a mistake on television, radio either, I never mispronounced words, nothing like that when I do all of my...
Man, we're human. Everybody makes
Excuse me?
mistakes. Gary.
Yeah, we're human. Everybody make mistakes, but you don't make that kind of mistake. You're playing with folks' lives and stuff. These people really, honey, are trying to get this award and this money, and you telling them they're in the bottom two, and then they wind up not being there. That's how people commit suicide, how things happen. That causes depression. So, I don't know. It's a sad thing, but hopefully they keep her on it. But right now they're saying, they say she's doing like one of her other colleagues, honey, with the Miss Universe. But anyway. All right, moving on. In other celebrity news, y'all. Okay, B. Smith, y'all. Remember B. Smith, y'all? B. Smith. She was she was like a Martha Stewart type person, honey. You know, she died a couple of years ago, and she left a husband, honey, with lots and millions of dollars, honey, and he happened to have a European girlfriend that was living in the house with him and B. Smith while she was going through her illness. Well, now he's reported, y'all, that the girlfriend didn't left him. He said she left, honey. He said, honey, she just took off, honey. He said he don't know why. He said he wish her well, but nevertheless, he said life has a way of whatever you deserve, you'll ultimately get it, and that's fine. So she gone, but I think he lying. I think he got all B. Smith money now. Then came through down to her policies and stuff, and now he just want to marry her secretly and just play like she left him. But nevertheless, he's saying she left, so let's just keep all parties lifted up in prayer that everything be okay. And while we praying, y'all, let's continue to pray, y'all, for Lori Harvey. It's being reported Lori Harvey and Future, we know they allegedly broke up. Well, now they're saying that Lori and Future are back together because they got a picture of Future at the stove, and they said that's Lori's stove because they could tell by the grill that was Lori's stove, and he was frying an egg, and they saying that they might be back together again. Some people saying she went back to get pregnant. I don't know, but nevertheless, it's being reported that Lori and Future are back together. So
reunited and it feels so good.
Yeah.
Come on, Brad. I was a fool to ever leave your side. Remind us you is such a lonely ride. The breakup we had has made me lonesome and sad. I realize I love you cause I want you back. Hey, hey.
Y'all need to cut that record, honey. Cut it now.
I wish I could climb right through the telephone line and give you what you want so you will still be mine. Hey, hey, reunited and it feels so good. Did I sing that, Gary?
I mean, you saying that. You know all the words. Somebody must have left you and you trying to reunite or something because you knew every
No, you know, I always get left, so I know all the break songs. I always get broke up with.
Maybe they just leave you on the corner, honey, just crying.
Yes, sir, boy. I saw Danielle on Facebook. She's still thick.
The color today, y'all, is shark skin. On the hand, you say shark skin, and on the lunch, you say beautiful silver. All you gotta do is something. Well, anyway, okay. That's the color for today.
The Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
It's the front page news.
It's what's trending now.
All right, y'all, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. A lot of stuff is going on. Listen, man, there's been another officer-involved shooting this time in East Texas. 31-year-old Jonathan Price was killed by police on Saturday after trying to break up a fight at a gas station. And we got civil rights attorney Lee Merrick is working on behalf of Jonathan Price's family. Help me welcome him to the show this morning. Good morning, Lee.
Good morning, Brother Ricky. How you doing?
Man, bless this morning, man. Thank you for coming on, man. We know you ripping and running, and we really appreciate you coming on this morning. Unfortunately, you calling in because another black family is saying goodbye to a loved one who was killed at the hands of police. What happened that resulted in Jonathan Price's death?
Well, this past Saturday, Jonathan was visiting his home city in Wolf City. It's about an hour outside of Dallas. And he broke up two people fighting. It was a woman and a man, sort of a domestic dispute. He intervened. That actually ended before law enforcement arrived. When this police officer arrived, his name was Sean Lucas. He tased Jonathan, who was said to have his hands up, trying to explain what happened. And when he tased this rather large bodybuilder, his body went forward. And then the officer shot him 3 times.
What?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it makes no much sense. And I spoke to the head of the Texas Rangers. We never agree on anything. You know, the Texas Rangers were involved in the investigation of both Jean or Jordan Edwards and Tatiana Jefferson. They've never seen an officer-involved shooting that they said was unjustifiable. But the Rangers agreed that this shooting was unjustifiable, and they made an arrest last night.
And, and man, we have... Go ahead.
I was going to say, we've heard that Jonathan was known as a hometown hero. I mean, what can you tell us about him?
Well, Jonathan was 31 years of age. He was a football player. He moved to Dallas, which, like I said, was an hour away from his home. And he started a fitness studio. He sold brands, and he was just known as someone who was committed to his family, to his faith, and to fitness.
And what do you know about the officer?
Now, there's so very little known about the officer, and you know how the internet is. They started reading Jonathan's Facebook posts and going after his character, and I'm actually used to seeing law enforcement do that, to seeing cities try to disparage the character of the victim after they're dead. But there's so very little information that has been provided about Mr. Lucas. We know that this cop was not from Wolf City. He was relatively new. We know that there was another officer present there with him, who everyone says was specifically instructing him to stand down and to not escalate the situation. He did anyway.
Wow. And so what happens next?
Well, we still need a grand jury indictment, a formal indictment of this police officer. He received the highest bond that I've seen in North Texas, which was $1 million. And my understanding, I haven't confirmed this yet, but within less than an hour, someone paid it for him. And I imagine it's the police officer unions who always back up murderous cops.
Wow. And what was he charged with, Lee?
He was charged with murder.
Okay. It was capital. Okay. What's the difference between murder and capital murder?
Well, capital murder bears the penalty of the death penalty, the possibility of the death sentence. And in Texas, that's always a possibility for murder.
Oh, wow. And if you had to guess, what do you think is going to happen?
Well, if I were to guess, I rely on data and statistics. And less than 1% of police officers who are involved in officer-involved shootings, about 1,100 a year, actually see any form of indictment, let alone conviction. So if I was a betting man, I would say this officer walks when everyone stops paying attention a year from now. If we stay focused, if we continue to push for justice like we should not have to do, then I think we might see a conviction.
All right, man, thank you so much, man. We just appreciate you taking the time out of your schedule to join us, man. If you can offer our condolences to the family, we are so sorry and saddened that this has happened, and that's why we just want to take this moment, man, to encourage everybody to please get out and vote where you can serve on the jury pool, just like and just be a part of the process, man. We really appreciate you, man. Hey, thank you, Lee. You'll keep us updated on what's going on when more developments come with this case, right?
I will keep you all updated, and I really appreciate you always highlighting these cases, because without light shined on them from the media, without public pressure, these things go away. So thank you, brother.
Nah, man, thank you. And that's what we here for. Rickey Smiley Morning Show. All right, y'all, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. Jeff Johnson got 3 things you need to know. Jeff, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Brick. Good morning, everybody. What's going on?
Man, blessed and highly favored this morning. I know you got a lot because there's a lot going on.
It's so much going on. But I wanted to lift up a couple of organizations, Rick, that I think are doing good work, and some are related to the election and some are not. And I hope that you all will check them out. I hope that you will support them. I hope that if it makes sense to you, you will even support them financially. But I'm recognizing, Rick, even more in this moment than I already have understood, that there's just organizations that are created by us, that are run by us, and that serve us in a real way when so many other organizations won't. And, you take that for what you will, but we know who serves us and who doesn't. And so, the first is Until Freedom. Many of you know the organization. My sister Tamika Mallory, my brother, my son, and others are probably a national organization that are on the front lines of work all over the country. And what I love about them the most is that they work in concert with local activists, Rick. Like so often you have national organizations that come in and try to overshadow local activists. They actually work with and feed and serve and sometimes are directed by those local activists. And so y'all hit Until Freedom on IG, support them, cash app them, because if there's anybody I see on the ground more than anybody else everywhere, it's them. So again, that's Until Freedom. The second organization, Rick, is Vote to Live. And Vote to Live was created by the Collective PAC. Many of you have heard me talk about the Collective PAC before. They are doing incredible work around voting, HBCUs voting, the Black church voting, registration and engagement. I'm super excited. On October 14th, they're doing a forum around Black men specifically voting. So I want to make sure y'all check that out next week. But Vote to Live is yet another organization that is by us, for us, and is created by folks that are continuing to do the work day in and day out when nobody is watching. So you can hit them at votetolive.org. And the last, Rick, there's 2 sisters from Howard University that created an app called Politicking. And it's fantastic. It's a voter education app. They are really doing their thing. They started creating, I think, some great content. So check out Politicking app. And again, it's 2 sisters from Howard that decided they wanted to make sure there was a platform. So you can either download the app or you can check out their website. But these sisters are really building what I think is a powerful tool. And so before I get out, Rick, man, it just wouldn't be right if I didn't say just rest in peace to Thomas Jefferson Byrd. Many of you all know that he was killed in Atlanta this weekend. And somebody was talking about, Rick, what Black famous is and how there are people within our community that all of us know, even if white folks don't know who they are. And if you, I mean, you think about Clockers, Girl 6, Get on the Bus, Set It Off. He Got Game, Bamboozle, Boycott. I mean, keep going. Broadway, Chirac, She's Gotta Have It, the series, The Last OG. This brother was on all of it and was an unbelievable actor. And so to be killed, man, at 70 years old, that's a whole nother thing. But I just want to celebrate him. I want to celebrate his life. I want to celebrate his work. I want to celebrate his service to our community. And so to his family in particular, we send our prayers and blessings. But to all of you who are blessed by his gift, either on stage or on the big screen, just celebrate him for a moment with me, because he was such a stalwart representative of excellence and service to us. Y'all can hit me at Jeff's Nation on all social media. Appreciate you, Rick. And I'm going to talk to you on Thursday, brother.
Hey, yes, sir, man. I appreciate you too, Jeff, man. Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
Oh, yes.
Take me back to that.
Yes. Crockett and Tubbs riding in the drop top with their hair blowing in the wind.
Baby.
Yes.
Boy.
That's when this song really, really, really took off.
That's like the
I want
darkest,
one of them white
coolest.
Right. Hey, shout out, rest in peace, Mr. Crawford, man, one of the greatest band directors in the state of Alabama, Alabama State University, Kappa Alpha Psi. Man, I'll never forget, I was in high school. I was going to Woodlawn, and Mr. Crawford and J.O. Band, Jackson Olin High School, which two of the Temptations graduated from. Jackson Olin High School is a famous high school in Birmingham. Man, J.O. Band played that. I could not believe. I'm like, how did they get the sheet music to that? But what Mr. Crawford would do, back then, a lot of times you couldn't afford that sheet music. So, you would sit there and listen to it and write out all the parts. That's what Mr. Crawford did. And man, J.O. Band came out there and played that. And that dude on those quarter drums, I don't know who that dude was, Brett. But that dude on that quarter drum, you could tell that dude was just waiting.
Yes.
And man, when that beat dropped, man, that whole band started rocking, and Legion Field went crazy. And them tubas were boom, 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 boom. It was just awesome. And I have been in love with that song ever since, man. Rest in peace, Mr. Crawford. It made me think about Mr. Crawford this morning. All right, y'all, got your front page coming up. More Rickey Smiley Morning Show. How it make you feel, man? Did that make your day better?
I'm going to tell you something. I was going to lay here all day, but when I heard that song, because I'm headed down to Walbasso, Florida to see Maestro Powell. I'm up here in Okeechobee, Florida. You ever heard of Okeechobee?
Yeah.
Well, I'm about to go over there, and then I'm going to crank up my automobile, and then I'm going to stop in Fort Pierce and to give me some ball peanuts, and then I'm going to head on down to Walbasso. Why? Because I want you to live.
Gotta get them ball peanuts.
Peanuts. Y'all ain't never had no ball peanuts. I'm going to bring some.
I tried them. I tried them. I don't like those ball peanuts. I just can't.
Well, what about porch peanuts?
The what?
Porch peanuts. You make them on the porch. You put them in the pot and you roast them. Yeah. Yeah. You start your morning off with some porch peanuts. Yeah.
Mr. Thomas, you need to tell all these young people they need to get out and vote. We got an election coming up, Mr. Thomas, and you really concerned and excited about it.
That's right. You need to get to the polls. You need to go and vote because this right here is the most important election in your life. But no, these little jitterbugs want to mess with the reapers. But no, you want to mess with the reapers instead of get to the polls and vote.
That's right, Mr. Thomas. You got to let them know. And Mr. Thomas, and Mr. Thomas, they need to get off drugs and vote, right?
You right about that. And speaking of drugs, you know what? Give them some marching music to the polls. Play my favorite song, Ricky. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Sing it, Mr. Thomas. Let him use you this morning.
Listen
Come
here.
on.
Have to do drugs. Make a living. Guess what? Oh, no. You don't do drugs. You get by. Now, this is what it'll make you do, Ricky. It'll make you think. You get in the head. Oh, you know it. It'll kill you dead. Can't you see for your... Now, watch Loretta break it down.
Brett.
Come on in here, Loretta.
Here go, Brett.
Sing my part. Come on, Jesus loves you. Put drugs away. Come on, kid. You need to get up off with the cocaine. And get up off with the crack. Get yourself together. And this is what you do. Get your mind back. Can't you see what drugs are doing?
Sing him,
You don't have to do drugs. Ricky. Ricky. Ricky.
Yes, sir.
Ricky. Ricky. If I help anybody this morning, put the reapers down, I done did my job.
What's the name of the song?
Ricky! Ricky! Ricky!
News headlines, entertainment, sports. It's the front page on the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
All right, y'all, Rickey Smiley Morning Show, 27 minutes after the hour, y'all. Listen, man, the segment's being brought to you by My Computer Career. That's right. If you don't absolutely love what you do, go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation today and become an information technology professional in as little as 4 months. That's mycomputercareer.edu. Eva, good morning.
Good morning, Ricky. Good morning, everyone. I'm your girl, Eva Marcille, here on a beautiful Tuesday, here with your front page news. President Trump is back at the White House while continuing to recover from the coronavirus. His return was a dramatically staged moment for the cameras yesterday evening where he removed his mask and saluted. Trump later released a video where he encouraged Americans not to be afraid of the coronavirus and to not let it, quote, dominate you. Trump's medical team says he is not out of the woods yet. Meanwhile, preparations are being made for tomorrow's vice presidential debate. VP Mike Pence and Senator Kamala Harris. They will be separated by a plexiglass barrier and by more than 12 feet of protection against the transmission of the coronavirus. Although Pence has been recently exposed to people who've tested positive for the virus in the White House cluster, he has reportedly tested negative. Pence, however, is not quarantining. Meanwhile, a police officer in a small East Texas town now faces murder charges in connection with the death of a 31-year-old black man on Saturday. Relatives of Jonathan Price says he was trying to defuse a domestic violence situation between a couple outside of a gas station when he was shot and killed by Wolf City police officer Sean Lucas. The officer is in jail pending $1 million bond. And there is another hurricane threat in the Gulf Coast. Hurricane Delta formed in the Caribbean Sea last night and is set to target the U.S. Gulf Coast by Friday. Meteorologists say Gulf Coast residents and southeast Texas to Florida should be on alert and prepared. Delta does make landfall in the U.S. This will be the 10th named storm to do so this season. A new record. All right, that was a quick look at your front page news. For more, log on to the RickeySmileyMorningShow.com. Rock teasy, faux cheesy. What's going down in sports?
Reezy, my kneesy. Last night we had 2 Monday night football games. The Atlanta Falcons lose again. The Green Bay Packers knocked them off. Green Bay's 4-0. The Falcons 0-4. Go figure. The other game, Kansas City Chiefs beat the New England Patriots. Of course, New England was without their star quarterback, Cam Newton. He's still in quarantine because he tested positive for COVID-19. Speaking of that, the NFL has implemented a new set of COVID-19 protocols. Multiple positive tests has popped up over the league. Not following these new rules could result in the loss of a draft pick or forfeiting a game. They got a ban on gatherings outside the club facilities, and they're going to be implementing a video monitoring system to ensure compliance with all these new protocols. Last but not least, game 4 tonight, NBA Finals, Lakers versus Heat is going down. I will be tuned in, player. That's all I got for sports right about now. The Brat got the hot spot.
The hot spot.
Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.
So hot and
that's hot. You can catch me at the hot spot. It's the BR18.
All right, 29 before the top of the hour. Time for the hot spot. What up, Brett?
Good morning, Ricky. Good morning, everybody. I'm your girl, Brat Tat Tat, and this is the hot spot where we bring you music, movies, and more. So let's get off into this thing. Drake surprised the cancer patient on his 14th birthday. Zelig Murray, who has a rare form of brain cancer, was introduced to the rapper by his friend. So Drake sent a video to the teen saying, "I can't imagine how tough you have to be. And my friend Mustafa, let me know that you're a fan of mine. Well, I'm a fan of you. I'm a fan of people with heart, and I can tell you that you have a lot of heart. So I just want to tell you, stay strong. I love you, and I appreciate you." Well, Murray's mom thanked Drake on Instagram, saying, "You don't even know how much this meant for us, but most importantly, him. His strength is like no other, and yes, he has good days and bad days, but this is exactly what he needed to lift his spirit to never give up." Moving on, y'all. Chadwick Boseman's brother reveals their last conversation. Ooh, this kind of is a tearjerker, y'all. Chadwick Boseman's brother Derek has opened up about his last conversation with his brother before he passed of colon cancer last month. Derek, a pastor from Murfreesboro, Tennessee, told the New York Times that Chadwick told him, "Man, I'm in the fourth quarter, and I need you to get me out of the game." Derek continued, "When he told me that, I changed my prayer from God heal him to God save him, to God let your will be done." And the next day he passed away. He added that during their family prayer calls, Boseman would always say hallelujah, adding he never stopped saying it. Meanwhile, Boseman's brother Kevin spoke of Chadwick's early days as an actor and his work ethic despite their parents' initial doubts. Kevin said, "A lot of people think making it means becoming an A-list movie star. I didn't force that. I just knew that if Chad wanted to work in the arts, he would find a way and take care of himself." And last but not least, y'all, Jamie Foxx joined Spider-Man 3. Woo! Jamie Foxx is joining the next Spider-Man installment, starring Tom Holland as Electro. He played the villain in The Amazing Spider-Man 2, starring Andrew Garfield, Zendaya, Marissa Tomei, Jacob Batalon, and Tori Revolori. They're also reportedly set to play in this film. All right, y'all, that's going to wrap up the hot spot. Coming up next, we got Talk It Out Tuesday with Yunetta Spring, and we got the Praise Mixdown with the White Stone. Yeah, y'all, it's the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
It's Talk It Out Tuesday with licensed professional counselor Yunetta Spring.
All right, y'all, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. It's Talk It Out Tuesday with licensed professional counselor Yunetta Spring. Good morning, Yunetta.
Good morning, Rickey. How y'all doing?
Man, we good right now. We need therapy for the internet. Our internet acting up. And,
oh, really?
Yeah, man.
Black Tony ain't show up for work. You know, Black Tony is in quarantine. There's just a lot going on this morning.
He's been in quarantine for years, huh? Yeah.
Know it.
Yeah, we are so happy to have you this morning. And, a lot of people decide, to start therapy when they are experiencing some type of life change transition. But the change isn't always easy. Tell us about that.
Yeah. So I'm glad, you mentioned that because this week we're celebrating, bringing awareness around World Mental Health Day. I think Brett mentioned that earlier. And that's going to be observed on October 10th. And with everything that's kind of going on in 2020, we're all a little bit more focused, I would hope, about our mental health and the quality of that. So like you said, people don't typically seek therapy until, or kind of get worried about or get concerned about what's going on within their mind until it starts to interfere with their quality of life. So, hopefully, we can kind of change that and make therapy a priority. When people show up to my office, it's usually after they've experienced a negative symptom for a considerable amount of time. You wouldn't believe how long people deal with things before they talk about them. So they dealt with feeling stressed and depressed, and their relationships are suffering, or they're on the brink of ending, or they have in fact ended. So they consider therapy a last resort, and I want to change that as well. In order for things to change, things have to change, and I think that's what we're doing here. So I'm going to share 3 things that kind of prevent us from moving forward, changing, and seeking therapy. The first one is fear of the unknown. So we are naturally conditioned to resist unfamiliar things. It's just how we're wired. It's how we protect ourselves. Our first instinct oftentimes is to avoid the unknown. It's just a precautionary measure. So I don't want people to feel like they're being shamed, for being afraid of changing or being afraid of seeking therapy. This isn't to shame you, to say like you've been dealing with this cycle for a prolonged period of time and you can't, figure it out. The reality is we're all human. We're all kind of dealing with something. And, proceeding with caution or being kind of a little resistant can actually be an indication that our brain is doing its job to protect us. So that's why this segment is so important, Rickey, and I'm so grateful that you're using this platform, to share information about mental health and stress the importance of therapy or any form of healing or self-discovery, because it makes the process less scary for people. It helps people become more comfortable with engaging in the process. I always say confusion is a breeding ground for anxiety. So where there are question marks in your mind or where there's confusion, there's going to be some form of reluctance, you know. The second thing is feeling like you aren't enough. So one thing what holds people back from therapy is sometimes, like we said before, the shame. Like that idea that I should be able to fix this on my own. I should be able to figure this out independently. And we have all these preconceived notions about like our perfection and value. Like somehow I'm less valuable if I'm not successful, or, you know, I'm less valuable if things are falling apart in my life. And that's not the truth. When it comes to implementing change, sometimes people feel like they're not equipped, they're not good enough to deal with it. So therapy can help us explore the whys and where this belief system came from. Like, who told you that you weren't good enough? You know, therapy can kind of help you unpack that. And the last thing is failures in the past. So there's a quote that says, you know, the best way to predict future behavior is by looking at past behavior. And I agree that there's some validity to that, but how does that translate if your past hasn't been ideal? If you had a rough past, so I like to reframe that statement and say the best way to predict future behavior is by evaluating what you have learned from your past behavior.
Right.
So sometimes we avoid therapy because we fear like revisiting failures, right? We fear like, I don't want to deal with those painful memories, you know? But the reality is we are already revisiting these experiences subconsciously. Like we're already replaying these experiences. So unless you have reprocessed and restored your negative experiences or your painful memories, they're more than likely impacting you, you know? So therapy can help you clear that up and help you heal. I mean, the reality, we all have resources. Everybody has resources. We wouldn't be here today if we didn't have tools to help us survive. So, you know, as a therapist, it's not my job about giving, you know, it's not my job to necessarily give you all the tools, but it's about me highlighting and shining a light on the tools that you already possess. So that's what I have. You know, I hope it helps people to feel a little bit more comfortable with the process of therapy and really getting focused on addressing the health of your mind.
Man, this is just awesome. And thank you so much for all of this information. If anybody want to find you, how can you be reached?
Yeah, so you can reach me on social media at Springforth Counseling. You can follow my YouTube page, Yunetta Spring. Or if you want to sign up for resources in my mailing list, you can text the word SPRING to 55444.
I appreciate you always. There it is, y'all, the one and only Yunetta Spring. Hey, you need Yunetta, we're going to get you a theme song. Yunetta Spring. Yeah.
You gotta,
Yeah.
Yeah.